The medical examiner and consultant take just one glance at the photos and immediately spot a connection between two different tattoos. They both tilt their heads to the side, and on the screen, the image clearly shows an eye. The detective captain notices and walks right over.
小鸟眼睛，就那小黑点儿，有什么问题吗？
He immediately orders them to rotate the image 45 degrees. An officer does it right away. As the image slowly rotates, all three of them gradually straighten their necks back up. In other words, the connection between two different tattoo designs turns out to be an eye. The reason they're investigating this way is because there's been a series of murders involving tattooed female victims. Here's what happened. Just moments ago, a sanitation worker was cleaning up when he noticed rats swarming around a dumpster. He walked over to check it out and was shocked to discover a woman's body. Police arrived at the scene immediately after getting the call. The victim's throat had been brutally slashed by the killer. Right then, an officer stumbled upon a blood-stained scalpel. This could very well be the murder weapon. The body was transported back to the medical examiner's autopsy room. Medical examiner Kevin determines the victim died from her throat being cut, and there are obvious slash marks on her neck and right ankle. What's noteworthy is, the victim has minor abrasions on her elbow and left palm. Based on the location of these scrapes, they were likely caused by falling while running. Additionally, judging from the body's rigor mortis, the time of death was around 11 p.m. last night. On top of that, the toxicology screening reveals traces of anesthetic residue. Based on the marks the killer left on the victim's body, Kevin pieces together the killer's sequence of actions. First, the killer was following and stalking her, but the victim noticed, so the victim ran for her life, only to fall on the road. Then the killer used a high concentration of anesthetic to knock her out, grabbed her under the armpits, and finally dragged her to a secluded location.
右手持刀，从左到右割开颈。此时大量血液喷溅，可能让凶手有些措手不及，顺势割断了颈部和部分食道。
What really puzzles Kevin is, after confirming the woman was dead, the killer actually cut off the skin from the victim's ankle. Through examination, the residue beneath her skin turns out to be remarkably similar to tattoo ink. Just as the case hits a dead end, police review surveillance footage from a nearby bar, and the case finally gets a major breakthrough.